what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video. Back in the kitchen for this one, but gonna be switching it up quite drastically from my usual day-to-day eating. Today I'm gonna be eating a typical American diet, but vegan. So stick around as I tackle one of the most common misconceptions of veganism and show off some delicious meals in the process. Let's get started. All right, for breakfast today, we are going to do bacon, eggs, sausages, and I was gonna do a chocolate chip waffle, but somebody left the chocolate chips empty in the pantry. I don't know who did that. So a normal waffle. And I know that sounds like a lot, but I really wanted to show as much of the typical breakfast food as I could today, so we'll get started on this right now. As we go through some of my kitchen craft, I wanted to explain why I decided to make this video in the first place. Oftentimes, veganism will pop up between myself and others at some point in time in our relationship, and the conversations usually progress in a similar fashion. The person will ask me several questions, which I love. I really enjoy curiosity and when people are open-minded enough to have a discussion with me about it in the first place. But toward the end of the conversation, 9 times out of 10, the person will say something along the lines of, "Doesn't seem that hard, I could go vegan, but I could never give up blank." Whether that be cheese, eggs, chicken, seafood, whatever the case may be, it's always a little disappointing to hear as it is such a misconception. In this video, I wanted to show that you do not have to give up what you love eating to go vegan, and you can still enjoy these foods while not harming animals, the planet, or your health. With that being said, let's dive into the final product for breakfast. Look at these plates of deliciousness. So I did tofu scramble for the egg and it is fantastic. There's also an egg alternative out there that's super realistic called Just Egg. Unfortunately, it was sold out at HEB. Get out of here. Here's Tesla trying to jump up and get her cow to squeak. But it was sold out at HEB, unfortunately, which I guess it's actually a good thing because it means that it's popular. Then here we have the bacon, super delicious, tastes very similar to real bacon. And the sausages are really fire with less sodium, less saturated fat, and no cholesterol. And I actually looked it up and they seem to have higher protein than their meat alternatives. So I really can't find a reason not to go with these instead. And then over here we have the waffle. Aunt Jemima Original is vegan, so you don't need to add the milk or egg to the batter. All it really takes is water and it still turns out delicious. So there you go, a whole average American breakfast without giving up a single thing. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna dig into this and I will see everybody back in the kitchen for lunch. Alrighty, back in the kitchen for lunch. Today we're gonna do a nice Beyond Beef cheeseburger. Gonna do it barbecue style, and then some homemade hand-cut French fries. Gonna be delicious, let's get to it. I know burgers are a huge tradition for so many holidays here in America, and really one of the only American style foods, but trust me when I say, eating these alternative burgers instead of real meat is truly not giving them up. I promise you these fake burgers are so realistic. I've actually had multiple occasions at restaurants where I had to double check my order because it was so similar to a beef patty. I'd really be willing to bet in a blind taste test a lot of people would not be certain with their decision between the two. It even feels like real meat out of the package and when shaping it, which to be honest I wasn't the biggest fan of, but it was fun to get to go through the whole burger making process and build it out from scratch. I wish I had a grill so I could have used that, but you'll see it cooking up really nicely here on the stovetop. Check on the French fries here. They're coming along really nicely, starting to crisp up a little bit. And then throw on a little bit of vegan mayo and some barbecue sauce. And you'd be surprised at how many condiments are actually vegan that you wouldn't think are. And I know vegan cheese gets a bad rap, but I promise it has come such a far ways since I first went vegan almost 3 years ago. There are so many different options now for flavors, styles, types, that you will have no problem replacing the cheese in your recipes. They've gotten the texture and the meltiness down. I mean, the proof is right here. It is really great to have such an accurate burger alternative, as cow agriculture is the biggest harm to the planet out of the different livestock. And replacing meat will go a lot further of a ways to decrease your ecological footprint than you think it will. And like I said, this is not giving up what you love to eat whatsoever. It's simply buying a different brand. Look how good this plate came out right here. I'm a chef. Just finished work, back in the kitchen for a quick snack today. We're gonna do a cold cut sandwich, but vegan. Let's get into it. I know a lot of people like to eat cold cut sandwiches every day for lunch, so I wanted to include that in this video as well to show you don't have to give that up either. This plant-based option is really tasty and has solid macros. With a vegan mayo and tons of other sauce options, you can really make it however you like. I threw some jalapenos on mine to satisfy the hankering I had for them, and it turned out wonderful, as you can see here at the end with my happy dance as I took the first bite. Back in the kitchen for the final meal tonight. Dinner is gonna be chicken parmigiana with penne alla meatballs. About to be magnificent, let's get to it. Now, I know a lot of people may ask, if you're vegan, why would you want to eat things that are like the animal products? Why not just eat the real thing? Now, that is a great question, and for starters, I don't eat these things day to day. If you are curious of what my normal diet looks like, feel free to watch my What I Eat in a Day video here. And to add on to that, the vast majority of vegan people out there have not been vegan for their whole lives, and most will admit that these animal products do in fact taste good. Speaking for myself, and I know others that feel this way as well, I no longer wanted to prioritize my own taste buds above that of another being's life. But nowadays, these plant-based alternatives have been created to make veganism more accessible to people and to offer options so that we do not have to give up the foods we think taste great, and we can still enjoy them while sticking to a more compassionate moral compass. As you watch me cook all these meals today, I hope it opened your eyes to the different options that we all have to choose from. All of these products are at Walmart, Publix, H-E-B, whichever grocery stores are in your area, and they are all just as affordable or cheaper than the meat option. Trust me when I say there are no limits to the things you can make. I hope you all give some of these amazing meals a shot, and let me know how they turn out down in the comments below. Let's take a look how my final meal turned out. Looks pretty restaurant quality if you ask me. I'd probably charge around $14.99 for this dish right here. Look at this dinner right here. I grew up in a household where my mom cooked Italian food all the time, and then I worked at an Italian restaurant all 4 years of college. So let's see how this compares. Should have used a fork. What if it's gross and I'm just like, what if it's gross? Of course it's not gross. Freaking fire. I'm literally a chef. God. To close out the day, I'm gonna enjoy some vegan ice cream. For all you dessert fans out there, trust me when I say there are plenty of vegan sweets, so you will not have to give any of this up. Some delicious salted caramel cluster cashew milk ice cream. It's so good. Bomb flavor, give it a shot. Now I know you're thinking, this day of eating did not seem very healthy, and I would agree with you. My main focus was to demonstrate that the idea that you have to give up so many things when going vegan is a big misconception. I promise you do not have to give up the things you love to make a change. Now, by no means do I suggest that you eat like this every day, but you also shouldn't eat the average American diet every day. It is detrimental to our population's health and to the planet. The leading cause of death in the US is heart disease, which in most cases is a lifestyle and diet-based disease. 1 in 3 adults and 1 in 6 children are obese, and 1 out of 10 people have diabetes, 90 through 95% being type 2, which is also lifestyle and diet related. Animal agriculture results in 18% of human-produced greenhouse gas emissions, which is more than the transportation industry. And livestock takes up nearly 80% of global agricultural land, but yet only supplies 20% of the world's calories. Not to mention, an estimated 77 billion animals are slaughtered each and every year. There has to be a better way for our population to move forward. We have to embrace these realities and not turn a blind eye toward them. We can all progress toward a better future in a more compassionate, sustainable, and healthier way. All it takes is one small change. Thanks for watching.